What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on first take, they're going to be talking about, are the Lakers better off without Magic Johnson? So let's see what they have to say about that.
No, right now the league is looking at the Lakers like it's a clown show over there, and the Clippers seem like the franchise that looks attractive because they're being run well. So the way Magic quit, they're better off without him. I hate to say it, I love Magic Johnson.
So I think Max is wrong, but I'll get into that later on in the video. So let's keep going.
Well, first of all, I disagree. I don't feel like the Lakers are better off without Magic, but I have a different opinion on a different issue. So it's not necessarily disagreeing directly with you, Max. Here's what I'm trying to say. Magic Johnson, the Lakers are not better off without him because the reason you lost him is because essentially Pulinka is still there. Now, Jeanie Buss and Rob Pulinka and everybody else can deny it, but anybody that's covering the Lakers will tell you, we have all heard that Magic Johnson wanted both Luke Walton and Pulinka gone. Clearly, Jeanie did not have a problem with Luke Walton leaving, so that wasn't the issue. The issue was Pulinka. Now, you could bring up the attachment to Kobe. You could bring up the relationship that Pulinka cultivated with Jeanie. You could bring up the relationship that Pulinka has with Linda Rambis, Jeanie's good friend, next door neighbor, now some de facto executive for the Lakers, whatever you want to call her. I don't know what the hell she is right now. I respect her. I'm not trying to disrespect her by saying that. I'm just saying I don't know her role. At the end of the day, here's what it comes down to. People believe that Linda Rambis is the biggest influence in Jeanie Buss's ear. Whether that's accurate or not, I have no clue. But
So first off, if Magic Johnson and Pulinka had a problem, they should be able to figure that out. Now, Pulinka's not doing his job, or he just doesn't have the tools or qualifications to be a general manager. Well, they needed to work on that. Maybe they could have gotten him an assistant that knows the ropes and helped him guide him along his journey of being a general manager and get him up to par with what he needed to be doing, while Magic Johnson still staying there. Now, at the very least, if Magic Johnson wanted to leave, he could have just said, look, I'll just be the scout for the Lakers. I'll be the scout and recruiter for the Lakers, just like I got LeBron James. Maybe I could scout recruit Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, one of those guys, and get them over to the team instead of leaving. Like I said, Magic Johnson shouldn't have walked. You never want to lose a guy like Magic Johnson. You never want to lose a guy like Magic Johnson. So that's what Miss Buss should have said. Look, Magic, please leave. Or please don't leave. Please come back. You can be a recruiter and don't worry about being president. We'll get somebody else to be the president. If you could just stay here and recruit. That's what should have happened at the very least. At the very least. So if Magic and Pulinka couldn't get along, this is bigger than them. The Laker organization is bigger than two guys fighting with each other that don't want to work with each other. They should have found a way to come together and figure this out. Like I said, this is bigger than both of them. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
that's what people believe. And clearly people believe that Magic Johnson wanted to get rid of Rob Pulinka and was denied the opportunity to do so, which is why he walked out the door. So when we ask the question as to whether or not the Lakers are better off without Magic, my answer would be no. Because if you were willing to get rid of Pulinka, then Magic would likely still be there. A new GM would be in play. Somebody more experienced on being a buyer, Max, as opposed to a seller, whatever analogy that you wanted to use about Pulinka. A more experienced hand in terms of cap issues. You know, being a GM, knowing how to work the phones, being able to pick up the phone and actually get it answered, and receiving people willing to receive your phone calls, which was a challenge for Pulinka from what I was being told. These are the kind of things that Magic anticipated overseeing. Remember, he inherited Pulinka. He didn't bring Pulinka on board. Jeanie Buss and the Lakers told him, Pulinka's your right-hand guy as your GM, just like Walton is your coach. Magic.
So like I said, I think they should have found a way to make that work. Like I said, the Laker organization is bigger than those two. It's bigger than that. So they should have found a way, if they don't like each other, figure it out. If Pulinka's not doing his job, he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing, get an assistant in there, an experienced assistant that's experienced working with general managers from the league. Find somebody to get in there and help him and get him up to par with what needs to be done to being a general manager. But to have Magic leave, you can't have that. And Mrs. Buss should have said that. If anything, she should have said, I'd rather have Magic than Pulinka. But regardless, she should have said, look, we can work this out. We're going to work this out because this is bigger than you two guys. So, I don't know. Let's keep going.
Wanted his own team, and that was denied. So if Magic had his own team or was able to formulate his own team, he would not have had to leave, which is why I don't say the Lakers are better off without him. They would have been better off with him had they listened to him in terms of wanting somebody other than the people they have in place.
I agree with that. Can you imagine, though, when I say clown show, what a clown show the Lakers are right now? So let me get this straight. I'm rooting so hard for Jeanie Buss. I've never had anything good experiences with her, especially as someone who is here and dealing with the Knicks in New York and then going out to LA and dealing with the Lakers. It's no wonder this franchise has all these championships and the Knicks don't. Look at the kind of people that are running this place. You like them and you root for them. But right now, Stephen A., imagine this for a second. Imagine Pulinka chooses the new coach because they're going to need another coach, right? Pulinka has his... And then he's going to have to get run out of there because he's no good eventually. So then the new guy comes in. You're going to have to start again?
It's potentially worse than that. It's potentially worse than that, Max. What if Linda Rambis is the one making that call? I'm not saying that's the reality. I'm saying that's the perception. Let's be very clear.
So I just don't understand how it is that somebody else has influence over Jeanie Buss. I mean, Jeanie Buss, like I said, she didn't just inherit this team from out of nowhere last year. This is a family business. She grew up in a Lakers organization because it's family owned. How was some other woman from who knows where telling her how she should conduct business with her team? How does another entity have any type of influence on how the Lakers work? I don't care if that's her neighbor or whatever the situation is. There's just no way that lady should have any type of influence. If Miss Buss doesn't know what she's doing, even though this is her family business, then she has assistants that I'm sure have been there for a while and know how the Laker organization has run and how it should run. So she's not just doing this blindly. But I don't understand how some other woman from out of nowhere has this much influence over how Miss Buss conducts business with her team. That shows right there that there's a problem. There's a problem there. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but let's keep going.
Also, because we both got a lot of affection for Jeanie Buss. But it's important that we remember this. She did not do well for herself this year. She called out the media when she was being interviewed at the Sports Institute. You got voices in L.A. like the great Bill Plaschke of the L.A. Times, Brad Stevens, an outstanding reporter, my buddy for the Los Angeles Times as well, or the Jim Hills of the world and others. People were incredibly offended by the position that she took because it came across as not only disingenuous, not only inaccurate, but grotesquely unfair to individuals in the local media who spent the last 5 years giving her an incredible pass. And so she's walked around. Now she's talking about fake news and, her words, her verbiage is immature.
So, again, I don't understand. She owns the team. The media goes to look at her team. So she shouldn't have to tiptoe around the media jackals. I just don't understand how that works. She doesn't owe the media anything. Even though the media may have not reported or been as tough on her in the news about the Lakers for the past few years because they haven't been doing so good. But as far as her tiptoeing around the media and her owing the media something because this or that, it doesn't work that way. I don't see how that works because she owns the team. The media wants to come talk to her and her players and her team. So she doesn't owe anybody anything. So I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I know you don't want to make the media mad because they can lie on you and make fake things and all that. But the general picture of the situation, she owns the team. She doesn't have to tiptoe around the media. She doesn't owe the media anything, which indicates another problem that she doesn't have full control or understand how to use her power. But then again, she might know how to use her power because she has Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman kind of bowing down to her, throwing out disclaimers before they say something bad about her. Now, I love Jeanie Buss. She's a great woman, but she's not really conducting business right with the Lakers. They both say that. So she knows, she has power. She has power. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
regurgitating and echoing people that we don't feel like bringing up on this show on this particular day. These are the kind of things that have been coming out of their mouth religiously over the last several months. And Jeanie Buss's star has descended to some degree amongst local media because they feel like she's basically, figuratively speaking, spitting in their face by.
Again, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You think if I was the owner of the Lakers that I would be tiptoeing around the media jackals? Do you really think that? Do you think I would not say something because I don't want to offend the media? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not tiptoe around the media jackals whatsoever. That's why I don't understand. Again, she doesn't have full control, or maybe she doesn't know how to use her power, but, she doesn't owe the media anything. So let's keep going.
Not being appreciative of the past that they've given her for the last 5 to 6 years. So she has to be careful right now.
Really quickly, guys, Magic said something else fascinating to TMZ. He said he was confident, really confident, certain that LeBron will bring a title to the Lakers. Are you guys sharing that confidence? Got to be quick here. Stephen A. Max, are you certain LeBron brings a championship to LA? Good, Stephen A.
I'm not. I'm worried because I'm not sure that the Lakers are going to get that next star. But I believe the Clippers are. And Max, I got some news for you. I'm starting to believe that the Clippers have a legitimate shot, a better than 50% shot at both Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
I'm starting to believe that.
So I can kind of see Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard going to the Clippers. That would be huge. That would be huge if they did that. I mean, talk about slapping the face for LeBron James. It seemed like they're doing that in spite of LeBron James. You know what? We're coming to LA, LeBron, but we'll go to the Clippers. We will go to the Clippers and ball out there in spite of you. And you can stay by yourself with the Lakers and do whatever it is you do. Okay? To have, can you imagine that? Kawhi and Kevin Durant, which I really want Kevin Durant to stay in Golden State, especially if they three-peat. I mean, that'd be stupid to leave if you three-peat. You got to stay for the four-peat. You have to. That's very rare in history. I think the last team to three-peat for a championship was the Chicago Bulls in like 98, I think. So you got to stay Kevin Durant. But that's a whole nother video. I'm trolling off. Let's keep going.
Based on what I'm hearing, I'm starting to believe that.
Yeah, I also think that there's a good possibility that can happen. Let me say this, Will. I'm under 50-50 that the Lakers will win a championship. I think they have a damn good shot. Let's say a 30 or 40% chance. But let me tell you how I calculate this. 4-year deal for LeBron. Didn't win it last year, 3 years left. Ain't going to win it this year. 2 years left. An age 35, 36-year-old LeBron, at which point, let's say they have AD and they have some good pieces around, then has 2 years left. Not just to contend for a championship, but win one. It could happen, but under 50-50. Okay, and I just want to bring the highlighter out, the big yellow highlighter. Stephen A., you're telling us from what you're hearing, better than 50% shot, not just Kawhi, but Kawhi and KD to the Clippers.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm hearing right now. The Clippers are feeling very